Okay, still in Gmail. Really the last thing I want to show you in Gmail is something that only some of you will actually use, but it's really the two other options here besides mail: contacts and tasks. So contacts is pretty simple. This is similar again to Outlook, but this is more if you want to make groups. What I like here is that you can import, which I was playing around with, and I really did like that. So if you click down, so I was here at mail, and then I went to contacts. You're going to hit more once you're in contacts, and when you do that, you can import, which I really like. Okay, when you click on that, you can choose a file like a CSV, which is just really a type of spreadsheet. This will come in handy because there are times that I have a load of emails and I want to just put them all into one group, and it's a lot easier, especially for like NJHS parents or something along those lines. So what I want to show you actually also is just how to make a new group. So if I was making a group, if you saw me do that, I'm sorry, you go over here, these kind of open up and you hit new group here. And let's say I wanted to make a group called NJHS. I would just say NJHS. And then my group pops up over here, if you can see that on the left-hand side. Okay. You have the starred ones. Those are sometimes like your favorites. And then I would have my NJHS group. And then I could add people to the NJHS group. So whoever you wanted to add. So let's say I wanted to make a group called Avalanche Team. My goodness. Team. I would have it here, and then I could just add people to it. Okay. And for us, what's nice is our emails pop up right away. So I could add if Rachel doesn't want to pop up. There it is. There we go. Okay. Husband. Disciple. Okay, so I could add that group. I could make a group called, I don't know, specialists or languages or something like that. And anytime this group would pop up. So now what's nice about that is I go back to my mail, I hit compose, and all I have to do is type Avalanche Team, and all the emails pop up. It's similar, again, to Outlook, but not, there's just like one more little tiny workaround, or it's found in a different place. Okay, the other thing I wanted to show you was tasks. Okay, so tasks is kind of like a checklist within Gmail. I haven't really used tasks because honestly, I've been using Google Calendar, and tasks, it does sync with Google Calendar, but I just really haven't played around with it too much. So I think maybe when the school year starts, tasks might be good because I'm the kind of person that loves post-it notes everywhere. But this will help me, like, every day if I just like, I got to do this, I got to do that, rather than writing a post-it note and sticking it on my computer, I can just have a task. So what you do is you just, wherever your mail is, you click tasks and it'll open this little window. Okay. You can minimize it if it's in your way. You can pop it out, which means that you're going to make it its own little entity here. I don't know if I really like that so much. Then it's its own screen. So I guess if there was something, you didn't want people to see, or I'm not sure. You probably aren't projecting your email onto the screen. But if you didn't want it to actually be a part of this, you could pop it out. You can close it if you don't want to see it. And then when you open it, you just go back to tasks here. So all you have to do is type to add these on. So you can just type, well, I don't know, make labels. Then I hit enter and it gives me a new one. Great Tess. Call Tim. Whatever I want to do there. Okay, you could also hit add here and it'll add a new one. When you do that, it automatically adds it to the top. But if you don't want it at the top, let's say I wanted to call Tim first because that's super important, I could add that to the top. Then I want to make my labels, but actually grading my test is more important. But see how call Tim is always at the top there. Okay, if I want to delete a task, I just hit that and it's gone. If I want to know that I did it, but I don't mind seeing it, I can just check it off and that's done. And I know that I did that. Okay. You can also make different lists. So this task is automatically set by my name. But let's say that I wanted to make a new list. Okay. Maybe I wanted to make one called school. And then I wanted to make another list called home. Okay, and then all you have to do is switch between them here. So here's my list that I had there, and I don't need those anymore. But then I have a home list and I have a school list. So if I had a list of things I had to get done at school, but then I also had a list I had to get done at home, I could see both of them there. Again, you can kind of sync these with Google Calendar and Google Keep and things like that. So that's kind of nice. The other thing you can do with the tasks is you can assign them a time. So if you needed to, let's say I needed to call Tim, apparently at home, I need to call him. It's very urgent. If I needed to call Tim and I needed to do it by tomorrow, then I would have it there and it would be set and I could make a list that says talk about PD or something like that. Okay, when I go back to my list, it says call Tim to talk about PD and I got to do it by this time. Okay, so it gives you like an organized list. And if you set times for all of your tasks, it organizes them by when they have to be done. So if I added another task here that was due before I had to call Tim, then I would do that. Or maybe have an appointment. Or if you want to make a list here of parent meetings that are coming in, just so you have that reminder. So you know, like, oh gosh, we don't really have team time tomorrow because so and so is coming in to meet. And so we got to get all this stuff done because we won't have tomorrow. Something along those lines. Okay, so that's just a real quick overview of how to use contacts and tasks.